Hindi sinasang-ayunan ni Davao City Representative Pulong Duterte ang tinatawag na People's Initiative para sa Charter Change. Ayon kay Congressman Duterte, hindi ito ang boses ng taong bayan, kundi ng iilan lamang na nais manatili sa kapangyarihan. Nakarating daw kasi sa kanya ang balitang pinapangunahan ni PBA Party List Representative Margarita Migs Nograles ang pangangalap ng pirma sa Davao City. Kaugnay nito ay pinagbigay alam naman ni Kong Pulong sa publiko na tinanggalan ng liderato ng Kamara ng 2 bilyong piso mula sa NEP budget ang kanyang distrito at nag-iwan lamang ng 500 milyong piso para sa taong ito. Nakarating din aniya sa kanyang impormasyon na may mga senador na pinipigilang maglaan ng proyekto sa kanyang distrito. Pero giit ni Duterte, hindi naman siya mamamatay sa gutom sakalit kunin ang kanyang budget. Aniya, ang kanyang mga kababayan na bumoto kay Pangulong Bongbong Marcos ang kawawa sa sitwasyong ito. Aniya, nananahimik siya ng ilang buwan upang hindi maapektuhan ng maruming politika ng House of Representatives ang kanyang mga kababayan sa Davao City. Samantala, hinikayat naman ito ang mga Davaoenyo na huwag ipagbenta ang kanilang kaluluwa sa halagang 100 piso o 10,000 piso kapalit ng kanilang mga pirma. Sa huli,
So meron nga daw umiikot at pinapapirmahan, no, na regarding sa charter change. Kinumpirma ito ni House Representative Lagman at pinabayaran daw kada pirma. So check muna natin kung ano yung pinost ni House Representative Lagman. So ayon nga dito kay Lagman ay nag-launch daw ng campaign for charter change ang supermajority. At nagkaroon daw ng meeting ang mga mayor, undisclosed yung agenda doon sa Albay. And during the meeting, nasabi na may funds na for mobilization itong campaign drive at 100 pesos ang bibigay kada pirma and 50% ang naibigay na puno sa mga municipal mayors and coordinators. So nationwide yung drive na ito at ito nga, the Supreme Court denied the petition for People's Initiative for various fatal defects. So, ang tanong niya, sino daw yung mastermind sa campaign na ito? Ano ang proposed amendment? And saan galing yung funds? And bakit binibili ang boto sa initiative? So, grabe no? 100 pesos per signature. Edi kung meron tayong 50 million na pipirma dyan, so magkano na yon? Or kahit man ang 1 million, so 100 million na yon. Pero, kung 100 pesos lang kada pirma, parang napakamura naman ng prinsipyo nyo, no? Di ba? 100 pesos ipagpapalit nyo ang kinabukasan ng ating bayan. Bakit walang proposal? Wala man lang sinasabi kung para saan yung charter change, ano ba ang magiging mukha ng constitution after that, ano ba ang changes na gagawin, or di ba wala tayong alam. Bakit merong pagpirmahan na agad? Hindi ba dapat merong proposal, merong information drive, saka tayo magpapirma kung gusto ba yan ng taong bayan o hindi? Yung pagka-session ng mga mayor, bakit secretive? Yung confidential funds, gusto nyong isiwalat. Confidential yon and you wanted it to be transparent. And your activities here, hindi naman siya confidential. It should be a public information. Bakit nyo sinisikreto? Diba? So, sana, katulad ng ginawa ni FPRRD before, yung sa federalism, nagkaroon sila ng information drive, nag-ikot sa FPRRD, in-explain, di ba? In-explain mo na, wala namang pinapapirmahan. And he tried to push it through legal process na pangunahan ng Congress and then ng Senate, pero hindi push through kasi ayaw nila. So, why is there a sudden change of heart? Pero by this time, bakit nagsisimula sa Congress, papunta sa tao? So, hindi ba dapat ma-inform muna ang tao bago ito papirmahan? I just hope na kung para saan man ito, i-make in public, bago kayo magpapirma, explain mo na sa tao kung para saan yan, kung anong nilalaman yan. Kasi walang detalye na kalagay doon sa papel. So kung magpipirma, meron bang orientation na mangyayari? Meron bang information right na mangyayari? So give us a clear explanation as to why. And ang tanong ko naman kay Representative Lagman, Sir, bakit hindi niyo po alam? Part po kayo ng House of Representatives. You said that this is a drive by congressman and mayor. So you are a congressman. Bakit hindi niyo po alam kung sino ang may pakana nito? You are in the same building. You are within that institution. So sana tulungan niyo kami no? Isiwalat sa taong bayan kung para saan yan, kung ano nilalaman yan, at sino ang may pasimuno niyan.
I am a very holy man. I'm old. I'm an old human being now.
Okay, guys, with your permission, I would like to raise some questions. Mr.
Yes, sir.
President. I wonder why. Let me proceed from where the two edits came from, Edit Regalado and Edit Caruana. We're talking about the so-called destabilization talks in Davao. Why, of all places, in Davao, when the rumbling among the generals, retired and maybe active and men and women in the AFP, actually is starting in Manila.
The strongest. The sentiment is strongest in Manila, not here. The sentiment. So kaya nga, bakit dito sa Davao? I mean, if you chance the question, for example, Davao, wala dito. Anak ko, I've grown tired of it. Ayoko na ng tulog ko, let us just follow the Constitution. Otherwise, sabi ko sa inyo, wala na ito. It would, one or two or more, would lead to a very unstable future for our people. Wala nang ginawa to kasi kung may isang military dyan, mga pulis, ano sila, ma-disappoint, ma-disenchanted, basta gusto na lang people decide. Yan ang may eleksyon eh.
On another issue, Mayor President, let me take you to the nagging issue about the relationship between China and the Philippines. It has soured up because of the position taken by President Duterte. From the time he sat as president, he flew to the US not only to announce to the American public that, look guys, Marcos is back in power, but also to plead to Biden to help the country progress in terms of more investment from the US coming to the Philippines. But because of the issue of itong bases, additional military bases in the country, indeed there were businessmen who want to invest in the Philippines, but when they flew here, when they left the UN, they skipped the Philippines and proceeded to Vietnam
To invest there, not in the Philippines.
Yes.
Alam mo, from the looks of it, actually Vietnam is more palatable. Vietnam is more stable nowadays than the Philippines. Sa tingin ko, patingin nila. Second is, ang Philippines kasi is corruption. Pag umpisa pa lang nila sa itaas, doon pa lang sa entry point nila, doon pa lang sa integration. Pagdating nila doon sa mga offices where they intend to do business, and at whose department they are supposed to go there, under which the business, that is business interest falls within the ambit of the jurisdiction. Grabe na ang corruption. So, wala masyadong takers except for the huge multinationals kasi hindi nila magalaw eh. Pero yung maliliit na ano lang yung struggling corporations in the itong sa trade lang, pero masyadong pumapasok because one is corruption. And the other is the stability of not the national but the countryside. You want to go to lands, mga presentation. Alam mo, ang come-on natin dito, wala tayong iba eh. It's agriculture. Lupa. Ang Pilipinas, lupa. So sa agriculture, but you know, medyo unstable ang countryside natin. Is there in Mindanao, the insurgency problem with this, it is like an off-and-on thing. So also with the communist, hindi pa talaga natin ano. So hardly no takers, except the big corporations. But the big corporations can only survive if they have an equity na tabla-tabla. Para siguro 60-40%, 40% Filipino, 60% sa kanila. Pero kung sabihin mo na alangin ang contribution ng kapital, mahirapan.
On the other hand, ngayon, because of your foreign policy, especially in dealing with China, via bilateral talks, China is supporting a lot of investments in the country. In fact, it is number one in terms of investment and number one in terms of trade. It runs to 1.7 trillion pesos in investment compared to the US, for example. It is about what? 200 million, $200 billion.
Alam mo, I'm really in a wonderment why until now we are so enamored with the dollar. Quote unquote. Wala na yan eh. And wala na tayong American. Sila yung merong nakukuha sa atin. And that is really before their country can be destroyed, yung kanilang detachment dito sa Far East would be yung the Republic of the Philippines is the detachment or outpost of America. Yun nga, hanggang ngayon hindi ko na akala ko kasi na toto na itong mga Pilipino. Bigyan pa sa Amerikano. Wala ko tayong makuha dyan sa Amerikano. What? Wala. Tinakuti pa ang China, nagkakaroon pa ng mga trabaho sa atin. Korea, Japan, Amerika. Diyan ko lang sa immigration. Pasin ka ng anong ginagawa mo dito? What are you doing here? Go home. Sabihin ko sa Amerikano sa iyo, if you do not have any million pesos or dollars to spend here, go home, we do not need you present here. Yeah, bakit? Hanggang inamol pa sa Pilipinas yung
Right? Or do you want to give giving already?
yeah. One last, two last, three last.
Okay, yes. Can you use the microphone please?
Pakapit. Okay, pakingan na. Mahina na talaga ang pahinga ko.
Comment lang nimo, Mayor, sa joint military exercises sa Pilipinas o Amerika. According to China, provocative act sa part sa Pilipinas.
What do you mean? Is there a need for it, or is it still useful?
Yes, sir.
I don't think I don't think there's a need for it anymore. Wala naman tayong ano nila. It's to their protection, to their advantage, and nothing else. Wala lang tayo, beachhead lang tayo dito. Na bago sila maka-cross sa going to Guam before they can cross the Pacific Ocean, reaching Guam, which is really the Marianas Island, the trust territories of the America. Bago sila tayo magdating doon yung kalaban, magdaan muna dito. And the Philippines is a huge one base, air base, naval base nila dito. Though not really grounded on soil, but they dock, they patrol, they get their rations here. They operate within the comfort zone of the Philippine territory. Wala naman tayong makuha dyan. Ako, I do not see any... I do not need America anymore. Maybe noon. But now, no more. Ano? Ako, ito na lang. Magpunta ka lang sa Maynila kung may pamasahe ka. Pumunta ka ng embassy in Amerika. Magawa ka ng appointment. Pagdating mong appointment day mo, maghingi ka ng visa. Tignan mo kung makakuha ka ng visa. Pero Amerikano, anytime. Basta puti. Sikat yan.
Mayor, okay na mga tana about local politics. Mag-election naman God next year.
Mas mayo.
Midterm.
Siguro na itong Padawagan, no?
For the midterm, let's go na ba sa family ninyo? Especially for the local election. And say, imong reaction sa mga nanggawas nga, i-mention na lang ako, ang pamilyang Nograles daw, nagandam na po for the upcoming local election. Unsa imong reaction na ni Mayor?
Nagdamay lang ta.
Nag-survey na daw karon sa Barangay 3. Niangkon sila na nag-survey. The question is, kung wala mo dagan Duterte, kinsang apelido o kinsang inyong gustong mudagan o puli? Oh.
Kanang pinakatarong na tao. Dili man tanan, you cannot look for the most perfect, honest, the most perfect. Pero as near as kanang pinakatarong ba? Sa nasa mga politiko, kasi pinakatarong na nabilin. Ug wala, it's about time that they naimusod nga second generation na. Matanda na kami, ako wala na. So, ayaw ko yung mga anak ko, about in Inday, siguro, si Inday, sa among pamilya, ang magdala si Inday, alam mo, hindi ko alam kung magustuhan niya ito o hindi. Kung sabihin ko sa inyo, pero huwag naman ninyo sabihin para do not create unnecessary. Si Baste ayaw talaga. Ayaw. Ayaw. Ayaw niya. Gusto siya tahimik na buhay lang. So, para bang sabi niya, hindi naman ako yung mayaman dito, hindi naman ito negosyo, bakit ako magpatiis dito? It takes a lot of my time, and instead of doing business, he has to take care of public services. Ayaw ko si Pulong. Pulong hindi ko mabasa. But si Inday probably has, baka gusto pa ni Inday manuntok, hayaan mo muna siya doon sa Maynila. Pero ako, I'm tired of politics. Ayaw ko. Count me out.
Mayor, last lang, ikaw rin maka-explain siguro na sa mga gipog nga nila ang intelligence fund of million lang ang kantidad, but it's called an program fund ni Romualdez karong nga gipasulod 450 billion. Although wala pa man source, is it possible na masudlan nila ni kwarta og magamit for projects nga dito ra pud paingon sa ilang mga lugar? 450 billion ang program fund. Presidente lang daw ang naay discretion ani. But this time, nasalot nila, nawa makabantay ang Senado. That's why Pimentel will be filing the case sa Supreme Court.
Nothing Congress has no limitations. In the matter of appropriations, Congress has no limitations. Although, if it is, of course, courteous, nabigyan mo ng konti paski 1 peso higher than Congress. Pero kung itupong lang nimo, posible. Nothing is impossible. They have the right to divorce. Sila nga ang mag-authorize na magastos ng pera. So kung kanino nila ilagay, sa bulsa ba nila, o sa tao ba doon, sa eskwelahan ba, kanila yung diskarte.
So they can abuse it if they want.
Nothing can stop them.
Pinigilan nila, how do you feel? Pinigilan nila yung kay Inday nga, ang ganda ng purpose, tapos million lang yung pinag-uusapan natin doon. Ito billions po yung halaga na blind pa pati Senate. Kaya nag-file ng kaso.
Well, hindi mo yan maano, I don't think the courts have they have nothing to do with it. Senate, pag mag-reconcile na yan doon sa when it becomes a law, before it becomes a law, meron man talaga yan doon sa bicameral. Doon na yan magsabihin ng mga senador kasi ascendancy, huwag naman kayo magsobra dyan, tama, moderation, parang gano'n. So doon na magkabukuhan yan. Pero
Approve na kasi ito ngayon. Aprobado na kasi ito, kaya sa Supreme Court na ipapile ni Pimentel.
why? Do you know why?
Bakit po na-approve na hindi nila nalaman?
Bakit? Do you know why?
Bakit po?
Eleksyon na yun.
So tama ka dun sa sinabi mo na yung kinu-question kanila. Kaya kanila ginaganito dahil sinabi mo, Congress is a corrupt institution. Tapos nagalit sila, tapos ngayon 450 billion ito pinag-usapan.
Kulang few of us na naging local, naging legislative member ng Congress, pati na President. Mas marunong ako sa kanila.
Ayan, thank you po, Mayor.
Your last that message was the passing of Bishop Archbishop Mahal. You're very good friend.
That's why I not only a good friend but I revere him as a religious man. I've always acknowledged his ascendancy sa buhay ko as a private person, as a public official. Pinapatawag niya ako for advice to me from him. Pupunta talaga ako sa kanya. And there's also some occasions na I sought his counsel. He was a good counselor, advisor. He was a good constituent, and I respect him deeply. I'm sad na sa pagkamatay niya, and I express my utmost profound condolences to the family.
Okay. Alan?
Picture lang siya. Picture mo tayo sa mga picture. Wala man ka picture mo ano presidente na.
Lahat tayo?
Oh, lahat. Yan ka lang.
O dito sa likod.
Ate, si Mayor ang magkakalikod. Hindi na lang ka. Hindi na siya.
Thank you.
Dami,
boss.